Morning. This is Mr. Peaceful Poet. I have a couple things to talk about, but neither one of them is large enough topics to create a whole video about. So I've decided to combine them two things into this video, and I've decided to start something new called Mornings with Mr. Peaceful Poet. I spend most of my time at night, so it's right now it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. That's usually when I'm up, so it's when I do my videos. I'm going to try to do this maybe once a week, and this will be Morning with Mr. Peaceful Poet number one. First of all, I'm feeling a little depressed, and I imagine many of you out there are as well. I just recently posted on my Facebook at the top, and it's not getting a lot of attention, and I can understand why. It's kind of depressing. Turns out the FBI and the DOJ say that there's no evidence that Epstein had trafficked any children for blackmail operations or for any reason. There's no evidence at all that he trafficked anyone. Also, I asked AI. I says, well, what about the torture? What about the? I turn this off. What about the torture of children and the ritual sacrifices and the cannibalism? And again, AI comes back and says, no evidence, no evidence. At least the FBI has no evidence. It didn't mention the DOJ at that time. That's a little depressing because, I haven't looked at the Epstein files. I once went to the site to look for the Epstein files once, and I didn't have a lot of luck with it. But it could have been at the time that a lot of people were trying to hit it at the same time. So maybe it was having problems at that time. And since then, I've never been back. I mostly listened to other people who have read the Epstein files and those who have shared a few of the items that they found, excuse me, in the Epstein files. And it's disturbing. And I don't know how the FBI or the DOJ can say that there's no evidence, because there's evidence right there. There's email messages. That's evidence. Email messages from and to Epstein. So, yeah. These people have a lot of money. So it takes a lot of money to take these people down, because the legal fees are just tremendous. And they can hire the biggest and best liars, the biggest and best lawyers. And these guys, if they took it all to court and they lost, but there can be new trials. It can be done. They're just not doing it, and it's kind of depressing. So I'm not in the best moods, but I figure maybe if I make a video, I'll feel better. So that's that. So the two things I was going to talk to you about was, first of all, space travel. I know there are a lot of people who do not believe that extraterrestrials are visiting us from other planets simply because it would be impossible. In Star Trek, they talk about light years. A light year is a light year. That's a whole year at the speed of light. And some of these planets are like hundreds and hundreds of light years away. And you couldn't make a spaceship that goes the speed of light. You couldn't do it. And I know on Star Trek they do it. And some of the ideas from Star Trek did come from extraterrestrials. They did. But that one wasn't one of them. That was one that we made up. Because a spaceship cannot go the speed of light. It would just come to pieces. It couldn't be done. But on Star Trek, they can go like 9 times the speed of light. But even even 9 times the speed of light, you just can't go from planet to planet in just 2 or 3 hours. It'd take hundreds and hundreds of years. So that can't happen. So that's why a lot of people are, it's hard to believe that extraterrestrials are visiting us from other planets. That makes sense. But I thought I should try to explain space travel to you, so that you will understand it, so that you can believe. I don't know how it works. I just know how it's done. I'm not a real technical person. I mostly search around, get information from the web, just like the rest of you do. But because I search everywhere, anyways, I get the general idea, and I can share that with you. But the way space travel works is what they do is they go into a dimension, they go into another dimension from wherever they're at, and then they come out of that dimension into our dimension, and they can do this in seconds. I don't even think it takes a minute, just seconds. 1 second they go into another dimension, and another second they come out of that dimension into this dimension, and they're here. So they go from there to here. That's how they do it. And they get into a spaceship to do that because, let's face it, the spaceship has a shower, a kitchen, a bed, all the things that you need to live. So that makes sense, right? Now, it's really funny, and I don't know why they call them UAPs. I don't even know what UAPs stand for. I know what a UFO is, of course, but I don't know what a UAP is. I don't know why they did that. But they will say that some of these extraterrestrials are interdimensional beings. Well, that's ridiculous. They're all interdimensional beings. All of them are. That's how they get here. They go from one dimension to the next. They just skip through dimensions. That's how they get here. It's kind of crazy. But that's how that's done. That's how extraterrestrials visit us from planets far, far, far away. And believe it or not, we're going to have that technology as well. It's coming. And I figure it'll be here in 2028. 2028, that's when everything's happened. And why is it happening in 2028? There were lots of videos that were made a long time ago. This was 2019, 2018, around that time frame. Lots of videos that were made explaining a lot of this stuff. And I've watched many of them. And unfortunately, these videos have been taken offline. They just all disappeared. But luckily, I was able to watch them before they took them down. So that's how I know some of this stuff. That's where I learned it from, if you're wondering, if you're curious. And so the reason I say 2028 is because the Galactic Federation says that they cannot come, they cannot, got dogs barking. You probably can't hear them, but I can. It's kind of, but they cannot come while the sun is in its active state. Every 11 years, the sun goes through an active state where it throws off a bunch of solar flares and stuff. And so then once it goes through this active state, then it stops. It goes silent for a bit until 11 years later. See, that's how it works. So the Galactic Federation is saying that they can't come here until the sun is no longer active. And I don't know why. I'm guessing it interferes with their ability to jump into one dimension into another dimension. I'm guessing the sun interferes with that. But I'm not really sure, though. They didn't really say. They just said they couldn't do it while the sun was in an active state. Well, the sun will be finished in 2028. So that's why. And a lot of other people are coming up with that figure as well. So, and that's that topic. And what else now? There was something I just, oh, yes. Tartaria, Tartaria. I think that's how you say it. Tartaria? I think that's how you say it. Probably need to look that up. Let me see if I can look it up. Tartaria. Yeah, I think it is Tartaria. It's supposedly every 150 years, our civilization has been wiped out and recreated every 150 years. And when they show the graph, the population graph, if you watch it, it goes all the way across here, and then we get to a certain point, and then it climbs up really high. This was like in the last 100 years, 200 years, it just goes real high. Well, that's false. What that population line actually did was it went like this, and then down, up like this, and then down, up like this, and then down. This is what it's been doing every 150 years. But they've rewritten history so that you can't see that. And if you search Tartaria, you'll find this information. It's really fascinating. It's really interesting. People are uncovering this. Tartaria was listed on maps hundreds of years ago. So this is where it comes from. And all of a sudden, Tartaria just disappeared from the maps. And so what has happened? So I guess what I'm trying to say is we have 8 billion people on this earth right now, and they say it's going to go up to 9. I don't know, maybe not. But we have more people on this earth than we ever have, they believe, ever in the history of this world, right? That's what they're saying. That's what they're trying to tell us, right? But I don't believe that's true. I believe that we've had, billions of people on this earth before. And each time this happened, we've been destroyed. Civilization has been destroyed each time. Destroyed by which forces? Don't really know. It could very well be extraterrestrial forces. Could be planet Earth. It could be a cycle of planet Earth. And maybe after society was destroyed, maybe extraterrestrials came along and saved us. I don't know. I don't know what happened, actually. Everybody's real curious about that, and everybody's researching it. If you search Tartaria, you'll learn more about that. But, I once used to believe that there's a reason why all of us are here on this earth today. There hasn't been this many people on this earth before. And I believe that's true. I believe that is true. I mean, we've had large populations before, but we've never had this large of a population. And so I used to believe that all the souls that are ever created were here on this earth for a particular reason. But since I've learned about Tartaria, I'm not so sure about that anymore. I believe we're here because they wasn't able to destroy us this time, or we wasn't destroyed this time. Either or, I don't know exactly for sure, but we wasn't destroyed this time. Now, other people are saying that they haven't destroyed us this time. So I believe that's probably an accurate statement. They hadn't destroyed us this time. They tried, and they probably failed at World War II. That's probably when they failed. That's probably when it was supposed to happen. And so to fix that, COVID-19, they created COVID-19, and that didn't work either. So here we are. And so on that, we have won. We probably didn't know we won. We probably didn't do anything. Probably the extraterrestrials or whatever, but we've won and they've lost. They've failed, whoever they are, the evil in this world. Though there's still a lot of evil in this earth, and it's kind of depressing. But I do believe, I've mentioned this in an earlier video, that AI is going to take over. And others, I've just noticed, I've been watching some videos, and I've just noticed other people are picking up on this as well. AI, one video I just watched is saying AI is, excuse me, AI is more moral than we are, And well, I don't know, because we don't know yet, but the evil is pretty evil. The group of people that's running this world are extremely evil. And we're learning that more and more with the Epstein files. And there's supposed to be 3 million more files that's supposed to come out. And I hear that 3 million files they're not going to release them. But I didn't think they would release this much, so I might be wrong. They might be released. So that's really about all I got. I had a dream. It basically told me, it's a complicated dream. If I explained it to you, you probably wouldn't get it. But it's caused me to believe that I need to do more. I need to go back to writing my poems. I used to write poems every single day. And then when the Gaza war started, I quit. I guess because it's affecting me, I'm an empath and I can feel all this stuff, and it really bothers me. there are times that I hate to say this, but there are times that I think about ending it, just ending it, because I don't want to live with all this stuff. But I'm not going to. But yeah, it bothers me, so I haven't been writing. But I need to get back to that. That's what this stream told me. I need to get back to that. I need to start writing, and I need to start making videos on a regular basis like I used to. And so this is one of those videos. And I'll try to do this on a weekly basis. Morning with Minister Peacefulpoet. Hope you enjoy it. Love and peace.